G'day everybody, picking up where I left off yesterday. Just got team killed right there. Come back in to attack the hill base here, and it can be a real bitch to get into this base if you don't move quick enough. It's really the only advice I can give you about attacking it. You just got to move up as quick as you can, or the enemy's going to set up on the hills and they're going to cover every approach. From those hills up there you can see everything. Now you can use the chopper to drop a few guys behind their base, but as I've said, you know, people will see you doing it. Not a great idea to drop people on the hills behind. You can get up pretty high there, but if you're playing with pretty experienced players, they're going to see you doing it and you're just going to get picked off quickly. Now when you're defending this base, probably the best thing to do is to get rid of the back part of B there, the back walls. Pretty easy to sit behind it, and anyone who gets in there, you can see I'm trying to arm the crate. A crate you can pretty much do the same. A lot of people like sitting up on that high left hand side behind A there, watching that approach, failing miserably trying to kill that guy right there. I'm starting to get a bit kind of bored with the match. I remember it's a little too easy to run through. It's not really getting my heart racing. Smoke's another good ploy. I just had some smoke deployed there for me, but it's better if you actually get it onto the crate. So I came across a match the other day where it was just constant smoke spamming. I mean constant. I didn't see a minute of the whole game where there wasn't smoke deployed on our base. I switched over to my G3 here, probably because I wanted to use C4 on the crates. It's not popular with a lot of people, but when you're in a pinch, if you really need to get the crate, you can use your C4. I usually just do it for the point, so failing miserably again at killing someone there, or I was shooting at nothing. As you can see, once you've got that back wall removed, you can pretty much cover B crate from the helipad. I've got killed twice there so far. You can bring the Bradley up and try and get the crate that way, but you're most likely, if you're coming across good players, you're going to have mines on the road, C4 waiting at the top of the hill for you when you get up there, or you're just going to come across, you know, 6 engineers or something, and they're just going to totally screw you over. We're trying to move the Bradley up here, and my squad's trying to move up onto A now, giving up on B a bit. They got it too well covered from the helipad. I try to make my runs, you know, I try to just run in. If you can get into the crate, don't stop to look left and right. You just never know, you might get there. Just make that run. I've done it so many times. You just bolt in, there you go, a bit of damage on the crate. It's a good thing to do, and then, you know, someone can finish it off with rockets or whatever. So I know I have my left hand side here covered with my squad mates with me, so I'm not paying attention to them, just focusing on the right hand side. Have a look at B, make sure no one's in there, so I clear it out if anyone tries to run in. Sitting behind those boxes, I was about to say, is not a great idea, because if one person gets up on that hill, all he's got to do is turn around and shoot you. Atari's managed to get himself up on the high left hand side. Now once you get enemies up here, and it can be very hard to get them out. The blind is on a bit there, and I didn't quite realise where I was standing. I just saw a guy and started shooting at him. Wasn't a great idea, that one. It's pretty much surrounded, and as I said, once you're in the enemy base, you're on their turf, you know, you just don't have anywhere to run. Now you can try and lock down spawns. I don't mean spawn kill. I mean, if you get to a certain area, you can force the enemy to spawn in a different point. I think it's the game has that mechanics where if it realizes that a group of enemies are in a certain spot, it doesn't spawn you around them, so that, you know, you're not getting constantly spawn killed. It spawns you in a different area. I've noticed it a few times it works like that, but sometimes it really doesn't. People have told me that's what happens with the game, but sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, in my opinion. We're getting a bit bogged down now. The kind of momentum slowed down a lot, so they're putting up a nice defense of this base. It is the worst base in the entire game to attack. It's, I guess you could say in military terms, they've got the high ground, and it's always better to have the high ground when you're defending. The enemy's got to run up at you, and they're at a real disadvantage. You'll probably find a few guys, as you see there, hiding underneath the A building. It's not a bad place to hide. If someone gets on the crate, you might be a bit oblivious to it though, because you're focusing more on looking across than looking up into the crate room. So I've made my run on to B now, but as you can see, the entire B crate room has been exposed to the entire map, so everyone can see you running in. Best thing you can do, if you have a destructible building that's not going to fall down when you open it up, because you don't want to be doing that, end up taking your own crate out. But if you have a building like that one where you can open it up, best thing to do, make it flat, make it completely opened up, and you won't have anybody sneaking in a window or anything like that. So I'm making my run on now. I've got smoke support at the moment. I think that might be Aussie, I think, coming down the smoke. So I got the crate armed finally, but as with my gameplay, I usually die after I've armed the crates. I don't mind, crates armed. Got my mates there to protect it. Pouring on the fire right now, making sure no one gets near it. Yeah, that's not a great thing to happen, eh? That can get a little annoying if you spawn on your mate and he gets away and you die. That could real piss off, that could be. Constantius manages to get me up. So we're all back in there, we're all, keeping an eye out. This high part on the left hand side here, or left hand side facing our old base, right hand side for the attackers. You'll find a lot of enemies sit up there watching the approaches. If you can get up there, it's a great place to set up and move around their base pretty freely. So I've got behind the helipad. You always want to take a couple of seconds or maybe a couple of minutes to have a look around your base before you move on, especially in an intense firefight like you've just been through. There is always going to be one or two guys hanging around. Just take a minute or so just to have a look around. It's going to be one guy, always one mate, that tries to hide, tries to get the spawn kill going at the back of the base. Usually a thing you got to watch out for too is a sniper that's been sitting in the lighthouse for half the game. Will now move up right behind you and sit on the hill where you've just come through and just wait for your spawn kill you. They're not hard to find. That was a bit of an entire clip, wasn't it, on that guy with the G3? It's an unusual thing. As I've said, with Australians, we don't have the best internet, and our hit detection's not as great as the rest of the world. Apparently your hit detection's based on the rate of ping you have, so I'm guessing with shitty internet you don't have great ping. So hit detection's not as good as Americans, Japanese, even the British, even New Zealanders. So we have a pretty shitty internet. So a few blue guys have moved on nice and quick and got the crates with the Bradley, which is a great thing, It can be rather annoying being the only squad or the only, 5-6 players that are doing anything in the entire game and everybody else is sniping. So it's good to have a bunch of guys that are actually playing the game how it's supposed to be played and going for the crates, not just going for the kills. So I'm just sitting here at the moment protecting the B crate, making sure no one can get it. And I have no idea where that guy came from. I think he was coming through the front door there and he got me rather quickly. Avoided the sniper and went straight for me. Got a joke running with my mates that I must have some huge sign above my head saying shoot me, 3 extra bonus points, shoot this guy. So I seem to cop it sometimes, I really do. It's quite amazing. He was coming right for me. Did you see that shit? On a lot of this map here, you got a lot of places where you can get high above the map. See these hills on the left of me here? A lot of players can get up high there. There's a couple of sneaky little ways to get up. So you're going to have to watch out for that when you play this map. If you're wondering where a guy's getting you from and you can't quite see him on the ground, I'd be checking up high because he's most likely up there. So they managed to get the A crate disarm. Be a bit of a bitch this A crate to get to, especially if they have set up high on the hills. And by high on the hills I don't mean just here, I mean above where that guy is standing. I do not know how that medic survived. I guess, as I was saying before, my hit detection is not the best. I'm pretty sure I was unloading full automatic G3 right into him. Yeah, sometimes you notice it, mate. A lot of times your guy just got one-shotted by this weapon or that weapon. Well, on our screens it does look like we just got one-shotted, but on your screen you probably put half a clip into us. Very annoying. But yeah, that's, you know, our country's issue. It's nothing to do with the game. Just our country's got shitty internet. So someone managed to sneak in there and get the A crate arm, so I just thought, fuck it, man, I'm just going to pour as much fire as I can up there. Probably not going to hit anything, but it's fun. The game's probably going to end, so I'm just going to open up. Just go raw, mate. Raw! There we go. I think Aussie and Apache are actually in the Black Hawk, and they're trying to sneak into the end frame right there. There they go. So there we go, another commentary done for Battlefield Bad Company 2. At the moment I'm working on a weapons series. I'm going to go through every weapon and all the kits. What I think, you know, might be the best set for each one of them. So be looking out for that in the future. Remember the playlist coming up in a second. Just click on the annotations and it'll take you right there. Alright, I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Remember to click the like button. It really does help me out if you could do that. And I'll catch you again next time.